Good evening po. We will now answer problem 1. You can go to page 377 of the book to follow the discussion. In problem 1, it says there, Owen Company produces 4 joint products which have a manufacturing cost of 434,000 pesos at the split of point. Data pertaining to these products are as follows. We have product A, B, C, and D, market value at split off, units produced, and weight factor. For product A, we have 4 pesos as market value, 20,000 units produced, and 3.0 weight factor. For product B, we have 1.75 as market value, 32,000 units produced, and 5.5 weight factor. For product C, we have 3 pesos market value, 36,000 units produced, and 5.0 weight factor. For product D, we have 2.75 as market value, 24,000 units produced, and 6.0 weight factor. So the requirement is to allocate the joint cost using number 1, market value method, number 2, average unit cost method, and number 3, weighted average method. Let's continue. So we have market value method as number 1. So in market value method, the data that we're going to use is market value at split off and the units produced. So in products A, we have 4.00 and 20,000. Product B, 1.75 and 32,000. Product C, we have 3.00 and 36,000. For product D, we have 2.75 and 24,000. The first thing that we're going to compute is the total market value at split off. So for us to get the total market value at split off, we're going to use this formula. Units produced multiplied to market value at split off equals total market value at split off. So this unit produced is per product. So let me show you how to compute. Going to use the calculator. So 20,000 multiplied to 4.00, we have 80,000 for product A. So for product B, 32,000 times 1.75, we have 56,000. For product C, 36,000 multiplied to 3.00, we have 108,000. For product D, we have 24,000 multiplied to 2.75, we have 66,000 as the total market value at split off. So adding all total market value at split off, which is 80,000 plus 56,000 plus 108,000 plus 66,000, we have 310,000 as the overall total of the total market value at split off. Now we will proceed to the allocation of the 434,000 joint cost given by the company. So we will use the formula below. Total market value at split off divided by to the total market value of all products multiplied to the joint cost, we will get the share in joint cost or the total allocation of the 434,000. So in this computation, you can refer to this data, the total market value at split off. So we're going to compute again. So 80,000 divided by the 310,000, which is the total market value of all products, we'll get the ratio, and then we will multiply it to the joint cost, which is the 434,000. The share in joint cost would be 112,000 for product A. So for product B, 56,000 divided by 310,000 multiplied to 434,000. We have 78,400 as share in joint cost. For product C, 108,000 divided by 310,000 multiplied to 434,000. We have 151,200 as share in joint cost. For product D, 66,000 divided by 310,000 multiplied to 434,000 at joint cost. We have 92,400 as share in joint cost for product D. So adding all share in joint cost, 112,000 plus 78,400 plus 151,200 plus 92,400, we have 434,000. So as you can see, the total of all the share in joint cost is the same to the joint cost given by the company. So after allocating the joint cost from the company, our table now is like this. So we have now the units produced, market value at split off, total market value at split off, and the share in joint cost. So we were able to get the share in joint cost using the general formula for market value at split off method. So we have now products A, units produced is 20,000, market value at split off is 4 pesos, total market value at split off is 80,000, the share in joint cost is 112,000 pesos. So for product B, we have 32,000, 1.75 as market value, 56,000 as total market value at split off, and 78,400 as share in joint cost. For product C, we have 36,000 units produced, 3.00 market value, total market value at split off is 108,000, the share in joint cost is 151,200. Products D, units produced is 24,000, market value at split off is 2.75, total market value at split off is 66,000, and the share in joint cost is 92,400. So the total units produced is 112,000, total market value at split off is 310,000, and the total share in joint cost is 434,000, same in the joint cost given by the company. So that's it for market value method. We still have the same problem 1, but now we will compute for the average unit cost method. So unlike earlier, in market value method, we used market value at split off and units produced. Here in average unit cost, we will only use units produced. So for product A, we have 20,000. For product B, we have 32,000. For product C, we have 36,000. For product D, we have 24,000. The total units produced is 112,000. So we will now allocate the joint cost 434,000 using the average cost method. So in allocating, the formula that we're going to use is the formula written below, which is units produced per product divided by the total of units produced multiplied to joint cost equals share in joint cost. So in computing, you can refer to this box, which is the units produced. We will now compute. Going to use calculator. So in product A, we have 20,000 units product. We will divide it to 112,000 because it is the total of units produced. We have the ratio, multiply it to 434,000, which is the joint cost. Then we will get 77,500 as the share in joint cost for product A. So for product B, 32,000 divided by 112,000. We have the ratio multiplied to 434,000. We will get 124,000 as the share in joint cost for product B. For product C, 36,000 divided by 112,000. The ratio multiplied to 434,000. We have 139,500 as the share in joint cost. For product D, 24,000 as units produced, and divide it to the total of units produced, which is 112,000. We have the ratio, multiply it to 434,000. We have 93,000 as the share in joint cost for product D. So adding all share in joint cost, which is 77,500 plus 124,000 plus 139,500 plus 93,000, we have 434,000. The same again to the joint cost given by the company. So after the allocation of the joint cost, our table now will be like this. So we have now the units produced and the share in joint cost combined in the table. So we have 20,000 units produced for product A and 77,500 share in joint cost. 32,000 produced for product B and 124,000 share in joint cost. So 36,000 units produced for product C and 139,500 as share in joint cost, and 24,000 units produced for product B and 93,000 share in joint cost. So the total units produced is 112,000 and the total share in joint cost is 434,000. Again, in getting the share in joint cost, the formula that we used is this formula. Units produced per product divided by total of units produced multiplied to the given joint cost, which is the 434,000, and by that we will be able to get the share in joint cost. So next, after getting the share in joint cost, we will look for, or we will now compute for the costs per unit of each product. So in computing the cost per unit, we will use joint cost divided by total of unit produced equals cost per unit. So the joint cost is 434,000. So we will divide it to the total of unit produced, which is the 112,000. We will be able to get the 3.875 cost per unit. So to check if our allocation is correct, we will multiply it to the unit produced. So 20,000 multiplied to 3.875, we have 77,500. So 32,000 multiplied to 3.875, we have 124,000. 36,000 multiplied to 3.875, we have 139,500, and 24,000 multiplied to 3.875, we have 93,000. So we will multiply the 112,000 times 3.875, we will get 434,000. Share in joint cost, the same to the joint cost given by the company. The same problem again, but now we will compute for the last requirement, which is the weighted average method. So in weighted average method, we will now use the weighted factor given by the company. So for product A, we have 3.0. For product B, we have 5.5. Product C, we have 5.0. And for product D, we have 6.0. the units produced still the same. So the first thing that we're going to compute in this problem is the total units produced. So in computing for the total units produced, we will use units produced multiplied to weight factor. Use the calculator again. So 20,000 times 3.0, we have 60,000 as total units produced for product A. So for product B, 32,000 multiplied to 5.5, we have 176,000 as total units produced. So product C, 36,000 multiplied to 5.0, we have 180,000 total units produced. And for product D, 24,000 multiplied to 6.0, we have 144,000. So adding all total units produced, 60,000 plus 176,000 plus 180,000 plus 144,000, we have 560,000 as the overall total units produced. So going on, we will now allocate the joint cost, which is the 434,000. So you can refer to this data. So in allocating the joint cost, which is the 434,000, in using weighted average method, we will use the formula below, which is units produced per product divided by total units produced multiplied to the given joint cost equals share in joint cost. For product A, we have 60,000 as the units produced per product. So divide it to 560,000 because that is the overall total of the units produced. So we got the ratio, then multiply it to the joint cost, 434,000. We have 46,500 as share in joint cost. For product B, 176,000 divided by 560,000 multiplied to the joint cost, we have 136,400. Product C, 180,000 divided by 460,000 multiplied to joint cost, we have 139,500. For product D, 144,000 divided by 560,000 multiplied to the joint cost again, we have 111,600. So to check if it's correct, we will add the share in joint cost, 46,500 plus 136,400 plus 139,500 plus 111,600, we will get 434,000. This same to the given joint cost of the company. So after allocating the joint cost, the table would be like this. So we will now have units produced, weight factor, total units produced, and the share in joint cost. So again, in getting the share in joint cost under weight average method, the formula that we use is units produced per product divided by total units produced multiplied to the given joint cost equals share in joint cost. So product A, we have now 20,000 units produced, 3.0 weight factor, 60,000 total units produced, and 46,500 joint cost. So product B, 32,000, 5.5, 176,000, and 136,400 as share in joint cost. For product C, we have 36,000 units produced, 5.0 weight factor, 180,000 total units produced, and 139,500 share in joint cost. For product D, we have 24,000 units produced, 6.0 weight factor, 144,000 total units produced, and 111,600 share in joint cost. So the total of units produced 112,000. Total of the total units produced 560,000. The total share in joint cost is 434,000. So next, after allocating and after getting the share in joint cost, we will now compute for the cost per unit. The same in the average cost method. So under weighted average method, cost per unit is computed as joint cost divided by the sum of total unit produced. So the joint cost is 434,000 divided by to the sum of the total units produced, which is 560,000. We will get 0.775 as cost per unit. So let's compute. 60,000 multiplied to 0.775, we have 46,500, the same in the computed share in joint cost. So 176,000 multiplied to 0.775, which is the cost per unit. We have 136,400 for product B, the same to the computed share in joint cost. Product C, 180,000 multiplied to 0.775. We have the same again for product C, and for product D, 144,000 multiplied to 0.775. We have 111,600. The same again to the share in joint cost. So adding all the sharing joint cost, we have again 434,000. We can say that the computed cost per unit is correct because we were able to have the same answer in the computed share in joint cost. So that's it for the weighted average